Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chase, and today I'm super excited because we are going to be reviewing the Logitech ERGO K860 wireless split keyboard. And this is one that I've been using for a decent amount of time now, so I think I'm ready to give my thoughts on it. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So before we get into any of the finer details of the keyboard itself, I want to talk about the cost. Now, when you first see the price of this keyboard, it might shock you, but it is $129.99. So definitely not cheap for a keyboard, and definitely a little questionable when we talk about things like build quality, but I'll get into that a little bit later. If you are used to the keyboard market, or maybe you're familiar with the mechanical keyboard side or whatnot, then you may not be super shocked at a price like that. However, for a wireless keyboard, you can find cheaper options out there, and it just kind of depends what features you are trying to pull out of a keyboard. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the features. Now, the obvious one is that it is a wireless keyboard and does connect via Bluetooth or with the wireless receiver that does come in the packaging. You might be familiar with this because Logitech often does include the unifying receiver inside the package in almost all of their wireless devices. I personally have this one just connected with Bluetooth to my laptop. I'm only using it with my laptop and occasionally on my iPad Pro, but this is primarily a laptop keyboard for this entire setup behind me. Now, one major benefit of going with the ERGO K860 is the incredible battery life that you get. Logitech claims that you will get 2 years of battery off of 2 AAA batteries, which they do include in the box. Now, that is pretty impressive, and I haven't owned the keyboard that long, so I can't necessarily back it up, but for something that you can just put in once every 2 years and forget about it, that's pretty good. Now, I was a little disappointed that there was no USB-C charging option because, especially with Logitech, their products are already in that direction. But with the 2 years of battery just from 2 AAAs, I can't complain that much. This does pair with the Logitech Options software, which you can easily check the battery life of the keyboard, which I honestly never do because there's really no reason to check on the battery. But it's nice if you have a lot of Logitech products because you can see really all of your products in that one central hub. And for the K860 specifically, you can remap some keys and really just change things to how you personally like to do things. Now, another benefit of going the Logitech route is they often have the multi-device connectivity, and this keyboard does include that as well. There's 3 simple buttons right above the arrow keys that allow you to change between really anything that supports it. So sometimes I will have my iPad set up, and if I want to quickly type on that because it's just easier than picking it up off my desk and then typing with my fingers, I will just switch over with the keyboard because on both my laptop and my iPad Pro, the Bluetooth is on all the time. So that is definitely a nice option to have. The most obvious feature you are buying into with the ERGO K860 is the curved keyframe and basically this entire unified body with the wrist rest. The curve is kind of crazy looking, to be honest. A lot of keyboards I do not see have this feature. There are those ergonomic keyboards that do split down the middle, but Logitech has decided to go with a single body approach, and it's honestly very interesting. The wrist rest is very comfortable. It's not too hard, it's not too soft. It has a layer of high density foam and a layer of memory foam, and it just overall feels too good. It's not super squishy like those memory foam beds, but it's just enough where like your wrists aren't going to get tired over long sessions. And going along with the whole unified body approach, Logitech has put 2 tilt angles that you can set up really fast on the bottom of the keyboard, and this is great for sit-stand desks. Oftentimes I have it just laying neutral and flat on my desk, but then when I'm standing up, I like to put up the smaller level of the tilt legs, and it's honestly great, and it really just continues that nice ergonomic experience and really keeps the pressure even on your palms no matter if you're sitting or standing. So that is really nice. So let's talk about build quality and overall experience with this thing. Now, of course, the drastic design of the split keyboard approach is maybe intimidating for some people, and I personally thought it might take a little while to get used to it because I had never used a keyboard like this. But it really only took me about a week to be really comfortable with it. I didn't have to look down so much to wonder where I was with my hands and everything, because it is a little bit different. But Logitech does have these extended keys in specific places where it really makes sense, and that's a nice little touch. But it does take some getting used to, and you will have to do some sort of adjustment because your wrists are at a slightly different position, but the split keys are a big change. But how do the keys actually feel? And this is kind of the area where the price tag gets a little bit shaky when it comes to how the keys feel. And well, they're fine. They're not super clicky, they're not super mushy, but they're kind of in between. They're not as soft as, say, like an Apple laptop keyboard. So they do offer a little bit more of a bump, especially on the kickback from the keys. But honestly, they're nothing special, and I was hoping maybe the feel at the top of the keycaps might be a little nicer, but I think Logitech is going with a more neutral approach with this keyboard. They don't want anything super intense, they don't want anything that looks intimidating, because I think this product is just for a lot of different use cases. If you're in an office or at home, or really just want something that's going to make your setup way more ergonomical, I can kind of see why they didn't go for anything flashy or for anything really loud. And that might be great because if you are in a workspace that's shared, maybe an office, or just work with a lot of people at home, because people are working from home a lot nowadays, it is nice that the keyboard is not super loud and you really can use it and not even really be hurt. Possibly the most disappointing feel of the keyboard is actually the back of it. It's just a simple plastic material. It's nothing special. It does have some rubber grips that keep the keyboard planted, really no matter what surface you're on, but it just seems like something that's going to get scratched up often if you're moving it around or moving it from a work setup to a leisure setup. And I don't know, I'm not sold on this plastic design for an $130 keyboard, because if you look at a product like the MX keys, you're really getting a premium feel design, and this is more expensive than that. So I don't know if it's the build factor that's going into it and the curve of the body and the split keys. I don't know like the cost breakdown of this thing, but that is kind of the most disappointing factor of it, is that it just doesn't feel as nice as it should for $130. So now comes the question of, does the design really help? Is that curved keyframe and the split keys really beneficial for an ergonomic setup? And I would say yes, although I haven't felt any crazy life-changing differences in the way that I'm typing or how I'm feeling. I did go into this because I have been suffering with some RSI issues and overall like upper body tension that really has had some negative impacts on my arms and wrists. And I really wanted to just jump into an ergonomic keyboard, give it a shot, and really see if it would benefit me in any crazy way. Now keep in mind, I've been doing a bunch of other stuff to try and help my arms and hands, so I really can't say if the keyboard has drastically helped it, but I like to think that, with the more neutral approach that your hands are on the keyboard and just you're not as twisted as if you were on a flatter keyboard, I do think over time this is going to benefit anyone that is spending a significant amount of time on their computer. So if you are looking for an option that might, take some pressure off the wrists, maybe you're having some issues with your hands and arms, I would strongly recommend just ordering this, trying it for 1 to 2 weeks. Amazon has a great return policy. Just check if you can return it once it's open. Some products are different when it comes to that on Amazon, but it's something that I think you're just going to have to try to really know if the ergonomic feel is for you. So I would say if you are any sort of creator, or if you're editing a lot of photos and videos, or even if you're a software engineer specifically, anything where you're going to be typing a lot, I would recommend this product for you. So now we get to the ultimate question of get or forget. And this one for me, you guys, is a get. Despite all of the issues with the body and the design that come with the price tag, I do believe you are getting an enjoyable product here. It feels good to type on, the wrist rest is really nice, it fits perfectly with a sit or stand desk, so they really have opened up a lot of options for you, kind of no matter what area of productivity you are in when using this device. So I would say definitely pick it up if you're interested. And I'm curious, have you guys used ergonomic keyboards before? Have you tried this keyboard out? Let me know down in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button, because I will be making more coming up real soon. Thank you so much. Peace out.